Dear GojiMan, what does alkalinity mean and how does it play into our bodies? A lot of people are saying that alkaline diets and drinking pH water and things are actually bad for our guts, which need acidity to function and inhibit bad bacteria from growing. What do you think about this?
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Thanks so much for the question. Welcome back. It's good to see you all again. If we haven't met before, then hi, I'm GojiMan. I'm currently finishing a Masters in Nutrition and qualifying as a nutritionist. And next year I'll be studying for a PhD in nutritional science. I do plant-based nutrition videos every single day in which I answer your health questions under the hashtag AskGojiMan. So if you have a question for me, then hashtag AskGojiMan in the comments below, or alternatively you can send your video questions through to contact@gojimannutrition.com. And remember to hit that subscribe button and bell notifications so you never ever miss any of my videos. Now there's so much misinformation and nonsense spread about alkaline diets and alkalinity, and many people focus a lot of time, energy and money on trying to get their bodies more alkaline. So let's clear all of this up and talk simply about the facts. So first things first, let's break down what alkalinity and pH actually is. So pH stands for potentiation of hydrogen. So a lot of science jargon there, but all we are talking about is a logarithmic scale from 1 to 14, 1 being acidic and 14 being alkaline. Water is generally neutral at around 7, although many drink alkaline waters which will sit around 7 to 9 on the alkalinity scale. It is also worth noting that between each value there is a large magnitude of difference. For example, 1 on the scale is 100 times more acidic than 2. So I'm sure most of you are aware that your blood needs to be in the range of 7.3 to 7.4 on the pH scale. So it's slightly more alkaline than acidic. And the body is very clever in this area. It has a number of different buffering systems that help regulate and control the pH level of your blood. So if you consume a lot of very acidic foods, the body's buffering systems will kick in and the blood acidity will be neutralized and the pH level will come back down. And this works the other way too. If you eat too many alkaline rich foods, the buffering systems will kick in and the acidity levels will be brought back up. So the first thing that I want to clear up surrounding the subject is that despite what you hear online and through the media, it is virtually impossible to make your blood too acidic. Where the problem actually resides is that you can cause severe stress on your buffering systems, which in turn can cause knock-on effects elsewhere in the body. Now the buffering systems in the body operate in the main by using minerals, which helps bring down the acidity. So if you eat lots of acidic foods, the buffering systems are kick-started, minerals are then dumped into the blood and everything is tightly controlled. The problem for many today is that their diets are severely lacking in a lot of these essential minerals. So what do you think is going to happen? Well, the buffering system still need to function, but as there is insufficient minerals from the diet, the body then robs minerals from the bones to ensure that an equilibrium is maintained in its pH levels. So generally speaking, for those who eat very acidic diets, they will more than likely experience high amounts of bone and joint problems and degradation as they go through their life, as their bodies counteract the onslaught of acidity. Now, when talking about the pH in the body, there are a number of interesting facts that you need to understand because different tissues and organs operate at different pH levels. So for example, as I've already alluded to, your blood needs to be in the range of 7.35 to 7.45. Anything outside of this range, then you would likely end up in a coma or even die. This is because all of your body's enzymes and enzymatic reactions are to a large extent driven by pH. Then you have the stomach, and this needs to be in the range of 1 to 2. Anything more than this and your stomach will start struggling to break down your food properly, so then you will have all manner of knock-on effects and problems throughout the digestive cycle. And remember, one of the most important aspects of stomach acid is that it keeps the environment particularly sterile, so it makes it very difficult for bad bacteria, etc. to proliferate. So anything above 1 or 2 on the pH scale and you are likely to experience dysbiosis issues and also issues with acid reflux where the esophageal sphincter doesn't clamp shut properly. So a little tip for you here, don't drink lots of alkaline water or fluids before or during your meal. This will simply dilute the stomach acidity somewhat and your food won't be broken down properly. This will then have knock-on effects on bile production and enzyme and bicarbonate production from the pancreas. As a result, you will have lots of undigested food hitting the small intestines, which is not good. You also have the adrenals that have a lower pH score, which is because many of the hormones produced by the adrenals are acid based. Now obviously when your stomach acid breaks down your food and then is emptied and travels towards the small intestines, the body needs to neutralise the acidity, otherwise your small intestines would get damaged. So in order for this to happen, the pancreas produces bicarbonate, which neutralises all of the acidity before any damage is done to the gut. So the small intestines, pancreas and bile are all more alkaline in order to keep the body and gut in an equilibrium. So hopefully you can see from these explanations that many bodily processes need to be alkaline and many need to be acidic. So anyone who tells you that the body simply needs to be more alkaline, well really, they don't know what they're on about. And remember, it is a varied healthy diet rich in vitamins and minerals that will keep the body in check, certainly not glugging alkaline water or juices. So all you need to remember is that as your food is digested, the pH in your body will go up and then down as your metabolism and bodily functions are carried out. And remember, some of your most important bodily functions are carried out because of acidity and acidic nutrients. So for example, your DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, is an acid. You also have fatty acids in the body, which are obviously acidic, so EPA and DHA. You also have vitamin C, or ascorbic acid as it's known, which is an acid. And you have amino acids, which are obviously acids. So the point I'm getting at here is that there is much more to the body than being in an alkaline state. So that's all very well and good, GojiMan, I hear you say, but how does the body regulate acidity and alkalinity? Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, one of the primary mechanisms for this is the acid-base homeostasis. So essentially the body can convert H2O and CO2, so water and carbon dioxide, into the required equilibrium pH materials. So just by breathing correctly, so deeper breaths, you will remove a lot of the acidity in the body via the lungs as the body expels CO2 and is replaced by oxygen. The kidneys and body can also combine H2O and CO2 and form carbonic acid, and from this it can then be converted into bicarbonate and distributed around the body, which is very alkaline. And remember, as I said before, you need to give the body the raw materials to carry out all of these processes, so lots of fruits and vegetables. So the biggest takeaway from today's video is please don't get caught up in all the alkalinity hype. Yes, be aware that these processes happen in the body, but if you give the body the raw materials, it will do everything for you. By glugging alkaline drinks and potions, you can do more harm than good. You can reduce the acidity of the stomach, which will then have a knock-on effect all down the digestive process. The gut also then becomes particularly susceptible to bad gut bacteria and also pathogens. So I hope you really enjoyed today's video. As always, if you have a question for me, then hashtag AskGojiMan in the comments below, or alternatively, you can send your video questions through to contact@gojimannutrition.com. And as always, remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.